my God, this king is so smart. Like, he's always one step ahead. He just asked her, you seem to be worried. What is wrong? Huh? Why are you crying, girl? What is wrong? King is like, I'm about to get lucky. I'm here to hang out with my lover and get lucky. And then girl is like crying and trembling. And he's like, what's going on? And then he's like, two things could have happened. Either you have a lover in there and you're scared that I'm about to see your lover and you're supposed to be my lover, right? Like, what's going on, girl? Or you have my assassin in there. And I was like, oh, no, he didn't. Like, he is so one step ahead. Like, he's like, what is going on, right? Like, look, girl, I told you. Like, we saw in episode 11 when he said, I know you came for revenge. I did not forget what I did to you, right? So you coming back, you're coming for revenge. I have not forgotten that. And then don't forget the king said, look, I am a king. I have king duties. And there's some things I'm going to do that could put you at risk and I could hurt you. I'm also a man in love. So there's two things going on here. But when it comes to being a king, I have to do some duties and things that I'm going to do that are not going to make you happy. And I can hurt you. For that reason, that's why he's asking her, like, girl, is there another lover in there? Or is it my assassin, right? Because almost like, I won't blame you if my assassin is in there because I have never forgotten that you could also become for me for revenge. I was like, oh my God, he is too good. He is too good. Oh my word. Anyway, if you're joining me for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Anne, and on my channel, I review foreign international content. And today I'm back to review episode 11 and 12. And oh, so good, right? So let's go back to 11. So in 11, we saw, by the way, Mugha. Mugha is getting all kinds of forgiveness and leniency from this king. I'm just like, I know you want revenge, but my God, this king is almost like trying to win you over with his kindness and forgiveness. So the first time in 11, as we come into 11, the king finds out it was Mugha and Mugwu who orchestrated the whole thing with the princess being switched up. And now he finds out. And thank God that Mugwu went to the king first and said, I have a confession to make. We're the ones who did the switcheroo, and that's why the princess has been switched. The maid is the one we're sending to Prince Ruyu, and we're sending her as a spy. We know she's gonna be good for the betterment of this kingdom. But the princess did not go. She's disappeared, right? We're the ones who did that. Now, all of a sudden, his uncle, would-be director, is coming in hot, saying, oh my gosh, we found out Mugwu and Mugha are the ones who did the switcheroo. They need to be like executed, right? And then here's the king like, can you confirm that you actually saw what you saw? Are you sure that was not the princess? Why are you freaking out? Can you confirm? And then so his crazy director uncle cannot confirm what he saw because he didn't have proof, right? Because the other guy who was sent from that other kingdom or whatever it is said, no, I saw her. That's the same girl. Because don't forget, Mugwu had switched up the maid. And so for him, the maid that he saw is the princess. So when the veil's pulled off, he's like, it's the same girl. Why are you causing a ruckus? If anything, are you trying to embarrass us, embarrass your king? What are you trying to do? So anyway, let's just say Mugha and Mugwu got off because the king was able to protect them by being like, if you can't confirm, then I'm not going to go off with rumors. And then you're going to create, a misunderstanding between that other kingdom and us. And everybody's going to be talking about that. Why would you do that? So let's just say they're pretty embarrassed there. So I'm like, Mugha, you are lucky again. But as we saw, he still holds a grudge and a revenge, right? He is really still like, no, I'm not letting go. I don't care how much kindness he gives me. But we all know Mugha never knew the kind of things his dad did. Once he realizes what his father was, then he's going to be like, wow, this king has really got me off many times off the hook, right? I was glad to see that the king is wise. Once again, this wise king was able to give the task to the other guy, the other director, and say, I need you to go take care of this. What did he take care of? He went and found the princess and they took her to somewhere safe. I think she was sent to Beijing where she can live there in a safe place, because don't forget, she is a princess, right? So I thought that was interesting. And then we obviously saw that crazy maid. Oh my gosh. First of all, that crazy maid tells the queen, Dwanga, that, look, you want me to help you? I'm not going to do it for free. I'm going to want something back, right? That queen is like, my God, this maid has really become something. But that's okay. I'll deal with her. I also thought it was interesting in 12 when that whole tree burnt, right? The peach tree that his brother planted in his honor burnt, and how both the king, the maid, they're all like, oh my gosh, the heavens have come down and we're being punished. My brother is haunting me from the grave. They were both freaked out, himself and the maid, where they're both like, oh my God, oh no, now we're gonna pay for our sins, right? For what they did to the throne. And then obviously in episode 12, we saw where, once again, Mugwu in the background advises the sick queen to ask the king for them to adopt the prince, making him a crown prince, right? That secures him as his next heir. And also the sick queen was like, look, I'm not able to give you a child. I'm not going to be here for long. This would make me feel good, the fact that now the kingdom is safe, which in a way it made sense, because we know his evil uncle was ready to find a new queen for him. And I was like, oh, I don't like that idea. How's that going to work? Because we know he loves Mugwu and what's going to happen there. But I'm glad that they came up with that idea. But what was very interesting is when obviously his uncle was very upset in the fact that, why would you do that? Why would you make your brother's son the crown prince to become your heir? Right? Like, it's almost like you're not thinking about bloodline, you're thinking about your brother's bloodline, right? Because if he becomes the heir, you adopt him as your son, he becomes your heir, then now your bloodline is gone. Obviously, his uncle and his mother are not happy at all. And when the uncle comes to confront him and yells at the king, the way he turned around, I was like, did you just yell at me? Are you the king or am I the king, uncle? Right? Don't you ever do that. I'm the king. Don't get it twisted, right? You're my elder, but don't get it twisted. I'm the king. And by the way, you need to calm down. You don't think that I see is a trick? I know it's a trick. They're trying to trick me. Once again, this king, so always smart and always one step ahead. He goes, I know what they're trying to do, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to make him the crown prince, okay? To quiet everybody down. The queen is dying, which, by the way, may she rest in peace. That was sad to watch. I'm going to make him the crown prince, but I will expel him later. And then his uncle said, well, what about when everybody argues about how you're going to expel him? And he goes, I'm the king, right? For that reason, anybody who comes against me, they're out. Like, you be out of here, right? He is not playing because, and then he says, for once now I understand why my brother did not like me. Because he felt the threat in the fact that I'm going to take the king's position. The king's position is one person's position and power, and you got to protect it at all costs, even if it means your own blood. He's willing to cut him off, right? Meaning, that's my nephew, but I'm willing to cut him off. Same thing to my brother. He was willing to cut me off for this position. It was so interesting that in the background, Mugwu was listening to this, and she was like, ooh. Almost like I am really seeing him for who he is. But did he lie? Did he lie? No, he's not lying. He even told Mugwu, look, I have things that I gotta do as a king you're not gonna like. The question is, are you still willing to stand by me? Are you willing to take that risk? I mean, she tells him, I'm willing to take the risk. Which, obviously, in the end here, and by the way, Mugha, the guy with the one eye, told Mugwu, you are looking like you're starting to get soft. You look like you have a soft spot for the king. And of course she would be. She is freaking in love with him, right? So at the end here, when he's about to walk in, because I'm about to get lucky, and then the girl is trembling. He's like, what's going on? And the fact that she stopped him, he's gonna take that as, wow, you love me. Because if you did not love me, you'd have let me walk right in there and I'd have been out, right? But oh no, you stopped me. He's gonna take that as a good thing. Okay, so while we saw the preview of what's coming up next, and we see that he is asking, he wants to talk to everybody for the investigation, because now Myung-ha and Mook-woo has been reported as the ones who are trying to make an attempt to assassinate the king. But watch, the king is gonna take it as, I knew it was me who probably has pushed her to want to kill me. Even I would want to kill me, because I'm the one who did that to her friend, and I knew she came back for revenge. But the fact that she stopped me to go in there, that would show she's on my side, right? On my side. So for that reason, the king once again is gonna come through and protect them. Now I'm just wondering at this point, come on, Mook-woo, give it up. Give it up. Like, for once, just go ahead and be calm on the king's side. Stop. You and Myung-ha need to end this revenge nonsense and go on the king's side and help him take everybody else down, right? Don't you guys agree? Like, enough. And actually, I'm thinking what's gonna happen is the king has to show that he's punishing Myung-ha and Mook-woo, and maybe the perfect situation would be for them to be sent away, right? Maybe we can send Myung-ha to go watch over that princess in Beijing, sent as punishment. Mook-woo, same thing, he needs to be sent away, but we know he's not being sent away because he's gonna stay as Kang Hee-so and marry the king, right? Come on, tell me you don't see it. Tell me you don't see it. That's what they're gonna do, right? She's gonna stay, and the king is gonna say, now I need a new wife. My wife has just died. For that reason, I'm gonna find a person. This is who I love. And then he's gonna marry Kang Hee-so. And as far as we're concerned, Kang Hee-so could be pregnant because they slept together, and we saw it, right? In previous episodes. So that's my prediction. I think that's what's gonna happen. And by the way, I wanted to give a shout out to that young prince. For a young actor, he is doing an excellent job. He is so lovable. The way he loved that queen who passed away was so touching. The way he cried, at the end, because now he's adopted. Now he's like, I can call you mom. And then she passes away when she says, now I can rest in peace. And the way he cried, I was like, wow, he's a good actor. I think his career is bright. We're going to definitely see him in more Korean dramas. But what did you guys think of 11 and 12? I am loving this show. It is so good. I'm loving the turns and how smart he is. He's always one step ahead. Oh, loving. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you thought of 11 and 12, but just love this. And as usual, if you love my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help support my channel. And I'll see you next week for 13 and 14. Deuces.